a median number of responded machines will be capable of writing the school essays. Just imagine. So by 2026, the students will be not writing the essay. The system will write an essay for the student. So in 2027, the self-driving trucks will render the driver unnecessarily. Then by 2031, AI will outperform the humans in retail sector. And by 2049, AI could be the next Stephen King. And by 2053, he will be the next Charlie To. So slightly, if you're going to just compare to 21st century, all the human jobs will be automated. So nowhere the humans will be using any kind of a paperwork or any kind of a manual work. Everything will be automated. So that much expectations are being kept for the AI in future. So few of the highlights which I want to put it on the pressure on narrow AI, general AI and super AI. So why I have given this particular slide here is that narrow AI is a current stage what we are into. So it is also called as a weak AI because we are not so strong in all the domain. We are using AI. I'm not saying no, but it is not full-fledgedly 100% come into the picture for using an AI. AI has been used 50% AI to 50% normal part. So AI is in a current stage of, so it is called as a narrow AI. When you talk about a general AI, it is an upcoming future. So it is an artificial general intelligence, also called as AGI. It shows about a human intelligence. And super AI, it's nothing but a super computers, like super AI models which are going to come up. So this will be a completely replacement or not, it's not been predicted yet. So it's a completely question mark area on super AI. And super AI can also be said as a strong AI. So the next 10 years where the AI lies into the picture is AI and ML will transfer the scientific method, the research, how it is carrying forward, the policy making, then the customer experiences, how it has been expected, then climatic crisis, whether it's going to be a winter, rainy, or it is going to be summer, or it is going to be some different kind of a combo of a climate that also can be addressed. Then even it is going to give you a truly personalized medicines. Means what? You need not visit the doctors personally and take a recommendation and then go for having that medicines. Even by having a app which will help you to figure out what kind of a problems you're facing, and based on that it will prescribe you some kind of a medicine. That's what I talked about, a prescriptive analytics. That is what I have to do now after if I face this particular problem. So just an algorithms which are being there in the market, you people might be aware about it. I'm not going to fletchly enter into it, but just a few highlights that transfer learnings are basically used up that in today's trend of development, and even the transformers are being used up. So most further transformers like vision and spin transformers are being used. And the very interesting word which I want to share before I wind up with my session is a green AI or AI for green. So nowadays we all know how much heavy the AI models are. So when this AI is being come up, when deep learning came into the market, at that time we had a CPU system working with. But Google announced with a GPU system. Then after 5 years ago down the line, Google has also introduced a TPU that's called as a tensor processing units. So if you see the power consumption which our systems are carrying for holding or running that particular algorithm, it has increased. So Google, Bunjin, who is nothing but a green software foundation, he talks about that if you're using an AI, there is no harm, but you have to look at the environmental factor also. So what they're saying is that one of the researcher, the NLP deep algorithms emit 5 times more CO2. CO2. Just imagine the how much would be the harmful for the human's health. So then average car consumes across its entire lifetime. So this much CO2 carbon footprint have been released out by when the productions have been done, when the algorithms have been built up for running it up. Then how we can ensure environmental sustainability AI. The word is a good word, is a sustainable AI. So better that you don't go from the scratch, you use a transfer learning tech, and you make sure that you're supporting with a green communication all around. So the trend of an AI career which is going to change completely is this part: AI analytics and developers, military aviation specialist, surgical AI technician, which is a very highest post which is going to come up in the market in healthcare sector. Then AI algorithm expert, where the researchers are about to develop a different types of algorithms. So this is my last slide, which I want to display here. You can see very clearly in this slide, which talks about 2020 to 2030, where how the hardwares are being utilized and how the softwares are keeping on increasing. You can see the trend of the softwares. But a very interesting point to focus on the service industry. So the service industry is the most important industry which is going to be served with an AI tech. So by 2030, latestly, the service industry will be the more percentage people for using this AI technology. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for your excellent presentation, ma'am. It was really energetic also. Really, it is very useful for everyone about AI. In different streams, we came to know about different applications also. Thank you so much for the session. Dear participants, the floor is open for the queries. If any queries, please, you can open.
Yeah, good evening, madam. This is Dr. Nandagopal from Tamil Nadu.
Yes, sir.
I
Good
just
evening, sir.
wanted to know, you are living in Mumbai. How
Yes, sir.
in Mumbai currently, how the technology, this AI concept, will be implemented in transportation? Because it's a very crowded city and it is a gateway of India, especially in aerodrome. Because I used to fly in air frequently, as compared to Dubai and the airport and Mumbai airport is very congestive. Traditionally, we are using more surveillance system in Mumbai, but comparatively in Dubai and Mumbai, still we are under we are not up to the level of international level. So how do you feel, how do you examine that you are working as a professor also? How do you find any thing in Mumbai? What is the current development in Mumbai city in transportation or in any area?
Okay. Sir, if I'm not wrong, let me understand the question once again. So you're asking me how much transportation industry are going to make a use of AI, right?
Yeah, AI in Mumbai, especially
Okay.
because
Oh, yeah,
currently
Mumbai.
in Mumbai, what is the status? Because
Okay.
I have visited so many times,
Okay.
but I find it is still the transportation system is a lot of lacking in Mumbai, especially in Mumbai and Pune and all. But very high class road is available, even train facilities, everything is good. But the automation of the transportation, how do you feel about and how do you suggesting in Mumbai still it should be developed?
Sir, if you ask as a suggestion from my end, as a researcher in this particular area of an AI, so first of all, the thing is that here the peoples are more crowded. First of all, the population is more, and there is no place. You can see when you go to Chennai, you have a lots of place to live around. But when you look at the people living in Mumbai, it's just in one BHK, it will be having one room and so. So that much suffocated the peoples are existing in the Mumbai city. But when you look at the transportation sectors, whether it is a roadways or whether it is a trainways, so most of the people, even the CEOs of a company, they try to travel through trains. They don't travel with the car, they don't travel with other kind of vehicles. They
Yeah,
prefer
because
traveling
of
with
the
the train.
traffic.
Yes, exactly. So because of the traffic, so what can be done for this particular problematic statement is, so first of all, we have to, as an AI developers or a researcher, we have to collect a data at a region level. So let's say, for example, if I'm living at a region called as in Matunga, so what is my first particular lane? So I have to understand in this particular Matunga region, what are the different kind of a roadways have been applicable. So from where exactly the locations has been praised up. So if you try to understand that particular part, I need to figure out the roadways, and then followed by that, hello, am I
Yes,
audible,
yes.
sir?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
yeah. Then collecting the data at a regional level, which is very important. So because for this we require an help of an government to come into picture for
Yes.
collecting the data, because as a normal layperson we cannot go and take the data from anyone. So the government support should be fully there for the data collection part. And after that, if you ask me, then figuring out which particular roadways are being mostly occupied at what time duration. So it could be, let us say, for example, the peoples are traveling from let us say I'm taking these two names of the stations over here. One is called as Matunga, other one is called as a Dadar. So if I'm going from a car or I'm going from a cab, so how much time I'm taking to reach this particular location has to be calculated. So apart from that, how much people are traveling from this particular lane on the daily basis. So what is the populations of the peoples are traveling from this particular lane? So how much vehicles are going? So that recording and that reporting has to be noted down. So if you understand that particular data very clearly, then only we can analyze something which can be more effective by using an AI in a city like congested city like Mumbai and Pune. Sir, I have
Okay.
answered your question.
Yeah. But little bit, you have any suggestions for airport?
Airport.
Yeah, currently, because your transportation is clear, but the same way in we have been modernized in the airport, right?
Hello, sir. You are
Yes,
asking
yes,
about
yeah,
airplanes, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So if you have visited Mumbai, so for most of the time, what happens when you have picked up your tickets? So suddenly you come to know about that your flight has been delayed up. So
Yeah.
this delay option or this delay message is sometimes given earlier from the X flight which you have operated or which you have booked up, but sometimes it takes more time. So when you go to the airport, you come to know there is a delay in the
Play in there.
destination to reach. So that is a full of waste of time of an human. So humans cannot invest 3 hours in an airport. What they're going to do there? So what this airport industry, the airplanes has to do it. They have to take a proper, what I can say, the customer data, and they have to properly analyze the climatical condition about the source and the destination where the travel is going to take place. Followed by that, they have to even also have to collect how many people are traveling, what is the frequency of the travel for source to X destination.
Okay.
Let us say from Mumbai to Chennai, if I'm traveling, so what is the source and destination, what is the frequency we are getting, and how many people are trying to travel from this particular X source to X destination. So this much data in detail has been required for analyzing. So if they able to get this data in much advance, so figuring out about the climatic condition, figuring about the technical failure about the things has happened, or
The
healthcare,
passengers, yeah,
yeah, passengers health, or the problem with the health of an I can say the pilot also. We cannot give any guarantee about the health of an humans, so anything can happen at any time. So what kind of preparations they have been built up with? So if they are ready with all this particular perfect data is ready, then AI can help us for analyzing the things much better. That's what I said. If datas are not in the place, datas are not been accurate, it becomes very challenging then. So even
right.
algorithms cannot give us a great result. Have I answered your question, sir?
Yeah. The data, but we can use the data analytics, and then we can try to
Exactly.
implement
That's
in
what my
AI.
point is. Yes.
Okay, man.
Uh,
Thank you very much. Very nice
Thank you,
Good,
sir.
explanation.
good
Thank
evening,
you.
ma'am.
Yes. Good evening,
It
sir.
was it was a very nice, energetic session, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, Ma'am, I would like to ask you one thing. Then, during your explanation, you said that AI is very much useful with the help of voice recognition.
Yeah. Yes.
One of the applications for the voice recognition. Suppose I am an authorized customer or authorized person. When I register for a website or any application, I have a different tone, and then after some time, if suppose I have a surgery or something, and my voice changes, then in this case, how the AI is going to identify this difference in the voice?
Okay. Got your question, sir. So before, how the voice was been recorded by the system, and after your operation, the voice has been moderated, right? It has been
Yes,
changed,
ma'am.
right? So
Yes,
how the
ma'am.
AI is going to help you in this area? So let me take it
Yeah.
to this particular way. So let me take it in this way. So you have just a minute, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
So before the operations, so we are taking a data of voice of an X person, uh,
Yeah.
and after an operation, that X person's voice has been taken, right?
Yeah.
So along with this, of course, we cannot give an 100% guaranteed medical science ki after operation the human's natural body will be retained. That we know very
Yeah.
well. So before that
Mm-hmm.
particular operation, it's a duty of an healthcare sector or that particular hospital to take an another form of a data of that particular patient.
Yeah.
Hello. So
Yeah, ma'am.
yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So another kind of a data, it could be within voice modulations, or I can say, or it could be
Mm-hmm.
your MRI scans related, or any other kind of a medical related treatment what that person has gone through. So
Okay.
after that particular operation, if there is some voice modulation is coming up, so what is the reason behind this particular voice modulation after operation also? That is very important to figure out first of all.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you're able to figure out that particular parameter, then only I can say the AI is going to help you out. That particular voice modulation is not of that particular person, because it is not going to match with that input data.
Sure.
It's not going to match with that input data. So
So how?
it's a yeah.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
So what we can do here is before we can give some few sample of voice recording of that X person before going for an operation. So we will tell him to just talk little loudly, talk little slowly, talk little harshly, and we will tell him to just gargle it and talk little very politely. So these are the different ways where the data can be pre-collected before an operation. So even after an operation, at least one of the data are possible to match it up. It's not like that it is not going to match up. Of course, at least one frequency will be taken touch with the variations of the modules of voice of the data which was been recorded before an operation. So this could be one of the way which can help us to figure out that person's voice has changed and which is the relevant person or not. This could be the
But
ways.
all the time it will be applicable and possible, ma'am.
Yes, sir, it is possible because we know that because this completely depends upon the hospital management also. What level they are going to use this technology. It depends upon
But
the hospital management. Yeah.
if suppose the voice is completely changed,
Yes.
if there is no match in the frequency of the person,
Hmm.
in that case, what will happen, ma'am?
So in that case, what you want the answer, like whether that X person is the
Yeah.
same person or is another person?
X person is the same, the person is the same, but there is no match in the modulation or the frequency what he is talking about. His accent has totally changed, for example.
Correct.
In that case, how AI is going to help?
So with this particular part, we are not only taking the voice recording of that person, sir. We are taking a different form of data. So we may take an MRI, we may take a speech recognition data with different modulations of the voice with a different frequency, and we may also take the I can say the sensational data or the sentimental analysis data, or we can also say about the one more point I cannot recollect now. The behavior pattern of that particular human. So before the operation, so the voice modulation, the facial expression, so face recognition. So this could be another data which can help us to figure whether the person is same or not. Because as when we operation is not so successful, the people voice may change, but we cannot retain back that particular voice. So that is a completely challenge at an healthcare sector. So, but we can recognize that particular patient by using different form of data. That is my answer.
Again, I would like to add, if suppose now with the, as you said now, the face recognition, if I have a plastic surgery, my total face is changed. In that case,
Okay. So that's what I'm
how will
saying,
you do
sir.
the face?
So that's what I'm saying here. The different form of the data might be collected. You might have taken an X-ray of that patient. You might be taken an X-ray, MRI of that patient, CT scan of that patient, right? So you
Also, the
might
complete medical history has to be provided of
yes.
the concerned
Of
person.
course,
Okay.
in the nowadays the Modi has even come up with this particular stream. I hope you might be knowing about it. That X person
Yeah.
history can be easily traced up. So it's none of the doctors or none of the hospitals can say ki, we don't have this data of that X patient. So it is completely offense now. So AI
Yeah.
is coming up at the parallelly. The data also plays a very important role here.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I answered your question, sir.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Dr. Kasturi from Tirthangal Nadar College.
Okay.
Ma'am, when we are doing reinforcement learning, what type of data can be taken for analysis? When we use some Q learning algorithm or MD Margo decision process, what type of data can be taken?
Ma'am, can you tell me which domain you need this?
This is in machine learning supervised, unsupervised, and then reinforcement learning is there.
Yeah, reinforcement learning is one of the learning techniques.
Reinforcement learning, what type of data can be analyzed?
Okay, what type of data can be analyzed?
How that algorithms can be implemented on it.
Okay, you want that particular part.
Ah,
So, man,
in
basically,
idea.
yeah, I got your question. So, most
Yes.
probably, this reinforcement learning, when if you know about that particular technique very well, it's basically said as a rewarded for its success. I hope you are aware about it. Hello,
Yes,
hello.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
I can give you an example here as a data where you can collect it. Let's say, for example, I'm having a pet at my home. So, let's say I'm having a
Okay.
dog. So, I'm training my dog on the basis of some symbolic representation. So, I just ring a bell, okay,
Okay.
and I intimate him when I'm ringing a bell, you have to come and have a food. So this is what
Okay.
I signal I'm giving to that dog.
Okay.
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 So what type of a data I'm trying to collect here? I'm trying to collect a symbolical data where the human is coming, where is ringing a bell. Okay. And according
Okay.
to that, the intimation is given to the dog to have a food. So here the human intervention data is more important. Hello.
Okay.
Are you
Okay.
getting
Yes,
me?
ma'am. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, so
Mm.
human intervention data is more important, map, because you have to capture that particular. It could be an image data also, it could be a signal process also, or it could be a normal text data also, I mean to say CSV file also.
Okay.
So yeah, these are the different ways where you can capture the data and use it for your analysis.
Any
Have I?
what type of language, ma'am? Python, can we use
Yes,
Python
yes,
for?
of course, it's best to go with PyTorch rather than using a Python. PyTorch will be best option for you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. Any more questions?
Good evening, ma'am. I am Dr. S. A. Jamil from Jamal Mohd College, Tirupati. My question is today we have placements in universities and colleges, and the placements have been reduced. Can we use any AI technique for improving the placements in
Yes.
colleges and universities?
Yes, wonderful question, sir. Actually, I'm also coming from that particular lane only. Okay. So, very important point here. Let me tell you very frankly to you. Nowadays, the trend of the students' mentality, which is there, it is very short span. So, they want everything instant. They want everything instant and very big package. So, you can expect they have a degree this, but they expect the 10 lakhs package to be given at a first call. So, that is not possible by any industry in today's trend because they need an experience. So that is what is the first thing that has to be fed into their particular mind because they have to come out of the comfort zone. Apart from that, what the institutes can do, what the colleges can do is that so they can take the data when the student have admitted into that college. So when the student have taken an admission, let us say the student has taken her first year of BSc Computer Science as an admission 2019. So what kind of a progress the record the college is keeping for that ex student. So whether the student is actively participating in different event, whether the student is able to perform academic level the best, what kind of a research kind of an activity projects the student is handling, so how much involvement the student are showing in the project work, how much he is involved into the different market study which is needed by the students in today's trend for the placement. Are he is aware about the market, what is going around him. So this all figuring each and minute level of data figuring will only help us to fit enough whether that particular student is going to be placed in future or not. So if we have to check not only in first year, the same with the second year has to be figured out. The same has to be third year, and finally when the student is going to be out for the placement, so we have to figure out the performance of the student at an academia has increased or it is decreased or it is in the same lane. So that analysis, if we are able to figure it out properly by data capturing from the day one of the students got admitted with the campus, it will help you to go give a good placement for that ex student. That is what is my understanding from the placement process which I follow at my campus.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Any more questions?
Any more queries, participants? Fine. I request everyone to turn on your camera to have a screenshot. Just record your presence. Dear participants, please turn on your camera to record, to just take a screenshot of your presence. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Can I leave
I
now?
think let's go for
Thank you.
excuse me, ma'am. Let's have a note of thanks.
Yeah, yeah,
Finally.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Few minutes.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. It is my fortunate to express my gratitude on 5 days FDP series on advanced techniques and computing sciences and applications. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, I convey my deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Veerayan sir. I am also thankful to Director Academics, Dr. Deepak Nalasamy sir, our Director Ma'am, Dr. Ramya Deepak. Our special thanks to Vice Chancellor Dr. Chandram Sivaji sir for permitting us to conduct such events in our premises and online also, and uplifting the teaching community to the next level. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for all the resource persons, Dr. Uzain Katani from Morocco, Dr. Hefet Shibli from Sri Lanka, Dr. Shaktivel, Republic of Korea, Dr. Soumi Datta from Kolkata, and Mrs. Maria Acharya, Mumbai, for their wonderful sessions and sharing their knowledge with the faculty and also the research community. We are fortunate to have our principal ma'am, our Dr. Gunita Arumchanto. You have been a constant support and mode of encouragement for all of us. Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eyes of details also. We have been fortunate enough to back up by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of our department. At this juncture, I thank all our faculty members for their dedication towards the success of this FTP series. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants who are present here for making the time to be with us for the last 5 days and making the event a grand success. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, everyone, and make the FTP series a great successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.